it's Paul from Sailing Cape Louise. I'm back at Lake Macquarie, and this time at the Summerland Point boat ramp with Sydney Sailing Raid Group. And we've got quite a few boats this time, and we're going to head off towards the Sand Isles. Should be 15 to 13 knots, hopefully not too much stronger than that today, and then tomorrow it's going to be fine. So yeah, enjoy! Dave! We were beginning to wonder what had happened to you. So Dave, the last time we saw you had a hole in the boat.
No raid for me. I got a big hole in the boat. Yes, the trip before that bashed. The wheel bearing had played up and this had bashed a hole in the bottom of the hull. And then, so I fixed it well and truly with 6mm ply. It's a cruising boat, not a boat festival type display.
Have you actually tested it since you...
No.
Right, okay.
So...
22 years ago when I first got it, I camped out in a couple of times in the Hawkesbury, you know. It might be alright if I lay flat in the back.
So after a considerable amount of faffing about, we eventually got onto the water. The Summerland Point boat ramp is in a little inlet, and you have to travel along a short canal to get to the main lake.
Yeah, so we're on the water. It's a bit cloudy, but there are quite a few strong gusts coming through here. I think we've got 8 or 9 boats, so that's a pretty good turnout. Good collection of different sort of boats. There's Dave and his Heron, and it doesn't seem to be leaking anymore, which is good. So now we're going to head up towards Sand Isles, which should be a close reach or broad reach all the way, hopefully, so it should be pretty fast.
No problems?
Yet, fingers crossed.
Okay.
Good to be out on the water. I still haven't got a decent sailing hat, so this cap will have to do for the moment. It's a bit overcast today, but there's only about 10 knots breeze now, I think, so it's really nice. Don't get too close. I don't know what it is, but the last few videos I've been sailing in the rain, and yes, the rain has come again. I shook the reef out before and I've had to put a double reef back in because going behind this island, it's quite strong. This is Fulero Island. Yeah, so I've made it round Fulero Island. Was pretty strong in there. Had to tack a couple of times. Now we're around the island and it's sort of eased off a little bit around this side, I think. We don't have too far to go. Everyone seems to have made it round okay. We dropped back to, I don't know, 8 to 10 knots here with a few 15 knot gusts. The gusts are quite strong, I have to say. I took my glasses off because I couldn't actually see what I was doing. I'll have to put them back on in a minute. And I took my hat off when it got really windy, but I'll put that back on. So yes, good sail, testing sail. We like that. But yeah, and the rain has stopped, thank goodness. Pretty warm, but the rain has stopped. It's not easy to steer with just the mizzen. So where are we going, Nico?
So after a great afternoon's sail, we reached the Sand Isles, and this is where it all began to go a bit pear-shaped. You see, around the Sand Isles it's really shallow, so you can't sail in, you've got a motor. So we all started dropping our sails, and then all of a sudden, this almighty 26-knot squall hit us, with rain and waves, and it was interesting trying to get into the island.
That's right.
And guess what? Just as we got there, the wind dropped.
So a little water was taken aboard.
Yes. Over the front.
We like to call it water ballast, unintentional.
Everything I own is wet now.
I like your new cushions. I saw the.
There's the we went Moroccan. Thing that I have. Yeah.
So I can't go to the end of the stand. We put switch and you just look around this great camping area.
Yeah, so after quite a hairy landing with that squall that came through and the rain, and the wind's died down completely now. We're going to move further around because there's a better camp area. But time for lunch. Salmon on a roll. Yum. So it's about 6:30. It's really windy still. I've just come back on the boat to reheat my vegetarian chili, I think it is, out of the freezer. Who knows? That's what I think it is. It's a great spot. I'm only like 6 feet from the shore, so it's quite deep. But the wind is still blowing in this direction, and it should die down later, hopefully, because it is very windy. I had a good sail this afternoon. It was, apart from the squall that came through, which was Steve said it was about 26 knots, so yeah, it was pretty hairy just as we were all coming in, so it was a bit of a nightmare. But we're here now. We've now moved around this side of the island because it's better as far as camping, because some people are camping. But it is still pretty windy. The wind was meant to die down. It's still windy. Hopefully it'll be okay later. Anyway, having fun. It's all good. So Marshall is going the full circle pork schnitzel. The pork schnitzel looks very nice. And of course we're going the Deb potato with onion. And if Continental wants to send Marshall a crate of Deb onion, he'd be very obliged.
With
Much better,
onion
apparently.
is the difference.
That's
where I went wrong.
You don't go the normal stuff, you go the with onion.
Yeah. And see, Steve and I have done so many hikes, and this has filled us up.
Good, honestly.
Yeah. A bit of boiling water.
And we pour it in there. If you're only good at mixing,
And I don't want to put my hand too near the flame,
no,
because that's still on.
yeah, and just go like
Just a
that.
little at a time.
A little, yeah, because
Yeah.
if you overdo it, you got sloppy,
Oh, you
potato.
You don't want sloppy. No.
and it's a bit like mixing. Well, if you've ever mixed plaster or icing for a cake, icing for a cake.
No, I've never done a cake, but I have done plaster.
Yeah, well, see, you can overdo it now. That's getting very close, Paul, and
Okay.
I can give it that last little bit.
And this is every hiker's companion.
Yes, because after a hard day's hiking, you are hungry.
What's it taste like, Marshall?
It is delicious, really, Paul.
The bee's knees, the duck's nuts,
Yes,
and
and that'll go with this pork schnitzel.
oh, the full circle
The full circle.
pork schnitzel.
Yeah. So,
Very nice.
so there it is, and that's such a simple meal.
I think you've got a future on the cooking channel.
I did measure twice, but I should have measured 3 times. Actually, that's the other bloody destination. I love the Clarence too. It's one of the great rivers.
Yeah, you can go from.
Well, good morning. It was a very bumpy, windy night. I think it must have been about 3 o'clock or maybe 4 before the wind died down. Yeah, just bounced around all night. I didn't get much sleep, to be honest. But the sun has come up now. It's a new day. Looks like the tide's coming in already. Must be a bit of a current here. I love the smell of bacon in the morning.
I've got plenty of spare.
No, I'm joking. So what have you got for breakfast here?
Well, it's going to be,
A bacon sarnie, is it going to be?
yeah, fried bacon, fried bread,
Oh,
coffee,
oh,
tomato, got some onions, got some avocado there.
oh my
I probably should save that for lunch.
God. This is 5-star dining.
This is how a gentleman should cruise.
Wasn't too many rocks about.
That's right. Even his French mates, they all pull up and they're all, they raft up and they've got the wine, they've got the baguette.
Yeah.
This is how it's meant to be done, obviously.
How was your night, Len?
G'day, Paul. Well, very, very windy. The boom tent was a partial success.
Oh yes, the new boom tent. Yes, yeah.
It flapped an awful lot, and but look, all in all, apart from the wind, I slept pretty well. thank you.
And what have you got for breakfast?
Very basic. I've got my black coffee and
Oh, you still haven't put mine on yet.
yeah, muesli and milk. That's
Right,
it.
yeah. I've got muesli.
Yeah. Although
Got-
I have heard other guys have got.
But can you smell the bacon
I
from
know,
over here?
I know. It's not a good. It's about now that I think we should have planned it a little better. Yeah.
Oh, well, I haven't had real bacon for ages, but I still like the smell of bacon. So, John, how'd you sleep?
I slept very well. I always sleep well on the water.
Yeah?
Beautiful. Yep.
Didn't find it too bumpy? I found it pretty bumpy.
No, it was out like a light.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
Love it.
Very good.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, and it's always the best, you know, waking up in the morning on the water and
Oh, yeah.
sunrise, you know. It's
Yeah, the sunrise is
can't
beautiful.
beat it. Yeah, especially this time of year.
Yeah.
Wake up, jump over the side for a swim and great
Yeah.
way to start the day.
And what have you got for breakfast?
Cup of tea, as usual, and I've got porridge today.
Porridge. Oh, we have a lot of porridge in winter. I find it hard eating porridge in summer,
Yeah,
but in winter I have porridge every day, you know, with chia and all this, that and the other in it.
yeah, I didn't make it to the shop, so I would have grabbed some eggs and a few other bits and pieces if I did. But so this was just dry rations out of the back of the
Yeah,
kitchen
yeah.
cupboard.
I've just had a swim and it's bloody beautiful.
Yeah, it is very nice.
It's a bit of a rough night, a bit of the wind around. I think we bobbed around until, I reckon, 4 o'clock this morning. Then the wind died down, it was lovely. But I haven't had my coffee yet, so I'm not even thinking about breakfast.
Yeah,
I'm going straight for coffee,
yeah.
and I'm sort of packing up as I go. Good thing about 11-foot, 3-inch boats, you can do everything from here. It's just like a giant piano, and you can just move stuff around. Occasionally you have to get out to move something.
So how'd you sleep, Steve?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. The wind just never give up all night, but
Yeah, it was bumpy.
it's a bit bouncy. But yeah, it was okay. It's good.
And what are you having for breakfast?
Oh, just cereal.
Just cereal. Yeah.
Cup of tea. Yes, just the simple things.
Yeah, Marshall said he had a really good night's sleep.
Yeah, well, we do on the land and no bumping. And, yeah, so he was lucky.
It's pretty bumpy now, but that's because all these boats are going past.
Past, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't quite this bad last night. Got my coffee on. So some of the boys had a really good night, and a couple of them have never slept on their boat before. So last night was quite a bumpy, windy introduction to sleeping aboard when you're dinghy cruising. But all in all, it's been good fun. So the Dragon boat crew have stopped up here to get a quick lesson on technique, I think. I feel better having had a coffee. It's all happening here at Lake Macquarie. So we've got paragliders up there coming down. Well, this has been a very successful dinghy cruise with the Sydney Raid Group. Now, if you want to come and join us, just contact us on Facebook. You might say we're a group of aging men on boats, you know, but behind every man there's normally a very good woman. So thank you to all those understanding wives that let their husbands come dinghy cruising. But women are invited as well. It's not purely a male thing. Well, we're off sailing again. Well, I'm just actually sailing out of the channel from behind the islands, because this channel goes all the way through to Swansea's over there, and it goes through to the ocean. So we're just sailing out between these markers. Just got to be a little bit careful because there's quite a bit of traffic coming through here. It's only about 9:30 in the morning. The wind is a lot less than yesterday, so we should have a nice day on the water. Mind you, it does look like there's a bit of rain over there, but hopefully we'll be all right. And that's where we stayed last night. That's the northern end of Elizabeth Island. So that's where we came in, and then we walked the boats around to the side. Wasn't that protected, but hey, we had fun. It does look a little bit wet up here.
Anyway, I just thought I'd come up this way to have a bit of an investigate. It's a good breeze, nice breeze, not too strong. There's a few bigger boats out sailing. Yeah, good day. Could do with a bit more sun, but hey, you can't have everything. That was interesting. Fisherman claimed I was too close to him, and he told me to go somewhere, and in not a very nice way. Quite surprised. It's a good breeze. The rain's still coming this way. So I think we're stopping over here at Cool Bar Island for lunch. We're sort of regrouped, which is good. The wind has dropped a bit. Definitely 10 to 12 knots out there, and now it's probably down to about 8. Yeah. But nice sail back, and we didn't really get wet so far. But there is a lot of rain around. And it could be coming this way. In fact, it is coming this way. Yeah, the wind's dropped right down. It's only 1 or 2 knots now. Just made it to Cool Bar Island for a lunch stop. We've sort of avoided the rain. There's a slight drizzle at the moment, not too bad though. And the wind dropped, but now I think it might be picking up a bit again. Anyway, it's all good. Here comes Rick in his Drascombe longboat. Dave's got outboard problems. He's cadged a lift. Len's got to go back. He's got to motor back to Summerland Point because he's got a family due tonight, so he's got to get back. Hartley 14. Tell us about the name of the boat.
Yeah, well, there was a Bay of Quiberon in France,
Right.
but it's not that. My dad sailed on HMAS Quiberon in the Second World War, destroyer, after being torpedoed in the Hobart, and I just thought it was a nice gesture to name the boat Quiberon.
Absolutely.
It was great, yeah.
Very good.
He was very impressed.
Few of those, and it's definitely a feed.
Yeah. I've not eaten them before. So
No, not before.
I'm a little suspect on it until I've been shown how to prepare such a thing. But you can buy pippies in some fish shops.
Yeah.
But I think this might be marine reserve. We will let that pippy survive for another day. There's a few bream about.
Yeah.
And a lot of anchors. Swimming along the anchor.
It's the have and the have-nots. So we've had lunch and now we're heading back towards Summerland Point, just going around the other end of Cool Bar Island. And the breeze has come back. So we should have a nice run back. Really nice day. The water was fantastic. Not too cold, nice and clear. We're left at the power station is Summerland Point. Sunday afternoon, it is cloudy, but there's nobody around. It's absolutely beautiful. So quiet. We've probably got 3 or 4 knots breeze, that's all, but that should be enough to get us back. Yeah, had a great day. So if you've got a boat and want to join us for a Sydney Raid Sailing Group event, go to the Facebook page. You'll have heaps of fun. So there's Red Bull Robert in his Derwent Raider. He's left it a bit late, so we're heading for home now. He's come all the way up from Sydney. I don't know if he's going to stay another night or not. It's a Lantine rig and he absolutely flies. Hello! Hello! You left it a bit late. Are you gonna stay tonight, or?
Well, I would have if somebody else was there.
Yeah.
On my own.
Yeah, I think Dave was thinking about it over there.
Yeah, but I gather he's gone home.
But he broke the rope on his outboard, so he hasn't got an outboard. But go and ask him. He might. You know, he might.
Yeah, I'll go.
But the Sandals is really good.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to organise another one in a few weeks. So that's one of the Mirror Championship races going on this weekend in Lake Macquarie, just behind me. Thanks for joining me for another dinghy cruise around Lake Macquarie with the Sydney Raid Sailing Group. We had a really good time. I'll see you on the water somewhere next time.